We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Cleveland Cavaliers come in for this one. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. It's a single game return to Minnesota for the Timberwolves as they'll look for a boost from their hometown crowd. Pass to Bialica for the three. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game. For many years, he's made everyone around him better.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Collins. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting two. And Minnesota gets called for the foul. This is his first free throw of the game.
Well, the Cleveland Cavaliers went to their 4th straight finals last season. To me, nothing short of remarkable. They had to fight their way through an improving Eastern Conference. And the reality is, the Warriors have more talent than everybody else, and that's why they win the NBA Finals.
Kicks it out to Paul. The tray. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Just terrific vision right there from Smith to keep the ball moving for a score.
And the Cavaliers were strong, Doris, but ultimately were overmatched by the Warriors.
And think about their journey to the finals, Kevin. In the East, they had 2 series go to 7 games. LeBron James, think about how many years he has played basketball so deep into June. He had played 82 games in the regular season for the first time in his career. And the bottom line was the Warriors entered the season as the prohibitive favorites and ultimately end up champions.
Here's Antetokounmpo following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Yep, it counts.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
J.R. Smith on the wing. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And that dunk reverberated throughout this entire building.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill flush. And it's Paul penetrating. Pass to Bialica. Timberwolves passing it around. Got a piece of it. Shot clock at 6. It's stolen by Bradley. And finished off by DeRozan.
It's amazing to me the defensive instincts Avery Bradley has. This guy's focused and he's a lockdown defender.
It's Bialica. Nailed from three-point land. Bialica's got 8 points. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Well, Kev, that's the court vision of Avery Bradley. Remarkable how he finds these wide-open teammates on a consistent basis.
Pass to Brogdon. It's stolen by Smith. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's his first foul. Antetokounmpo with the ball. 8 points for him. In the past, it has been suggested, Doris, that up-tempo teams couldn't maintain that style and then go on to win the playoffs. Is that an outdated theory and thought process?
Well, I think it is always contingent on the team, Kevin. You think back to the Lakers Showtime era when the reality is those were up-tempo Showtime type of teams, right? They could sustain it. But I think the fact of the matter is the teams that sustain success are the ones that can play in virtually any style. Can they play up-tempo if you allow them? Certainly. But when the game slows, particularly in the playoffs and the postseason, can you execute in the half court? Because you've got to be able to play both ways, I think, to win in the modern NBA.
Timberwolves trail by 5. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Paul with the steal. Pass to Chandler. Paul outside. Here's Bielitsa. Antetokounmpo defending. Knocks down the 3-ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Cavaliers. Down low. And finished off by Collins.
You know, flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
So both teams changing it up here. 1:22 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Fry. Three-pointer. Cavaliers with the rebound. And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Bertans for 3. The Cavaliers leading by 9. Here's Redick. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
Got a piece of it. Outside for Murray. Over Parker. Just 5 to shoot. Fry, good.
And guys, that's why Fry is out there. His ability to score the ball, so important to this ball club.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their lead. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Cavaliers enjoying a nice lead here.
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
And it's good, 2 points. And that's now 7 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Pass to Fry. Off target with his 3. Now Cleveland moving it up. Parker's running. And the dunk by Parker.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
I'll tell you, he takes the window of opportunity and delivers a nice pass into the post.
Inside. And the dunk by Biyombo.
Well, the vertical of Bismack Biyombo. Yes, I've got a big frame, but I can get off my feet. Well, you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves becoming one of the premier offensive teams in the league. They have a huge advantage in free throw attempts and limiting turnovers. 2 things that have really set this group apart.
And stolen by Fry. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Murray surveying the D. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. No good from Fry. And Doris, you look at the Wolves offense, have they matched out how good they can be?
I think one area they have to look at is in this age of the three-pointer, they were one of the league's lowest in three-point attempts. To me, they've got to boost that number, and I think they also need to look to attack in transition. They've certainly got enough weapons.
To the inside. Outside for Murray. Goes back up. They get the rebound. Over in the corner, Bertans. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
And here's Fry from the arc.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target. And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
Minnesota calls timeout. Doris, you were a point guard in your playing days. What qualities did you look for in a backcourt mate, someone to play off you?
Well, I would say they were similar to what I looked for in all of my teammates. Certainly you wanted players who were three-tool players, somebody who could put the ball on the floor, use their dribble well, somebody who could pass well, who could identify, okay, the next player is open, I need to make this pass. And then the competitive attributes, Kevin. How hard did you play on a night-by-night basis? Did you prioritize winning over individual success? All the qualities I think you look for in a backcourt mate are what you would look for in any teammate.
Van Vliet looking around. Johnson, a wide open look. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Well, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Outside Wilson. And Antetokounmpo with the block.
Not much success from beyond the arc for him here. They should look to work it inside a little bit more and get some easy looks in the paint. Oh, this is ridiculous. Can you remember the last time they missed?
I really can't. They're on fire. Seems like they cannot miss.
Good work there as it goes.
I'll tell you, that's sheer power from Amir Johnson. Come on now. That's a difficult finish.
Antetokounmpo. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. 16 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's Van Vliet. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Shot's good by Wilson.
Well, in that individual matchup, the rim is totally unprotected. He's just got too much size on him.
And the shot goes down.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim. And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his soul. preoccupations. And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
It's Brogdon on the wing. Back to Van Vliet. It's Solomon to Tacumbo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
For three, Brogdon. That shot off. Smith with the defensive effort.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Pass to Wilson. Plenty of space. Rebound by Smith.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Here's Paul. No points in the game yet for him. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Over Jefferson. And he gets it to go from the corner.
You love the decisiveness with
Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Cleveland. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. We've got more in store for you right after this. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. To the paint. Vucevic with the block.
Boy, when Vucevic is in that area, he's capable of sending it back.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And they pick up two. Vucevic has got the first points to start out the third quarter for Minnesota.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists. Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence. And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Man, look at how well the defense does to cut his path to the basket. Comes up empty on what might have been an easy play.
And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That'll be his second foul of the game. Inside. Back to Vucevic. Pass to Paul. 5 to shoot. Here's Bailey. Off the mark, only his second miss in 7 attempts. Smith wide open, he fires. Good, and it's DeRozan picking up the assists.
Well, what an open court display from J.R. Smith. So quick in transition.
Pass to Vucevic. And Vucevic throws it down.
That's what we call a power finish. There's no such thing as gentle for the big man. Well, you think about the Cleveland Cavaliers' journey last season. It was filled with so many ups and downs. They ultimately end up as the 4th seed, and it didn't matter. They still get to the NBA Finals.
And the shot goes in.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Antetokounmpo, no good.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
And of course, Doris, the Cavs were the 4th seed last season, but still came out of the East.
Yeah, but Kevin, it was clearly a team that had to adjust early in the year to the loss of Kyrie Irving. And then they had to readjust again with the reshuffling of players at the trade deadline. Somehow it all comes together and they secure a 4th straight trip to the NBA Finals. Incredible journey.
Just his first attempt. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. For three. Smith, no good. Pass to Vucevic. Here's the three. Another miss by Minnesota. Cleveland leading by 22. DeRozan gets the bucket.
I mean, to me, Kevin Harlan, you simply cannot give DeMar DeRozan that kind of positioning. This guy has proven he loves getting inside and working his magic.
And the Timberwolves call time.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. And Minnesota has possession. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. To the middle, Parker with the steal. And pushing it up is Cleveland again in transition. And it's Biyombo with the jam.
Well, showing off that athleticism is Bismack Biyombo. That's an easy one.
And looking at Jabari Parker, 6'8", about 250 pounds. Greg, what's his best position?
You know, I think he has a small forward skill, but with the way the game is changing, you could see him play some power forward as well. And I think his best fit might just be at the 4 because of the mismatch he can create.
Minnesota making a switch here. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for Cleveland. And here's DeRozan. He's got 11. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Minnesota gets called for the foul.
This is, Kevin, to me, a special ability to draw fouls, and that's one of the things that sets DeRozan apart. We see him work these angles, get the call all the time.
Kicks it out to Johnson. And it's Royce O'Neal with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Murray outside. Kicks it out to Johnson.
That's the defense of DeMar DeRozan getting the job done, showing he can be effective as a two-way player.
Got a hand on it. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Ouch, that's a wasted possession. Got to shake it off and forget it happened, guys.
Now here's Murray. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Johnson left side. Shoots over Biyombo. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Year after year, the Timberwolves have the NBA's most grueling travel schedule. A lot of miles to cover in the West.
Kevin, if you add up their flights in a season, they could circle the globe more than twice. And let's remember, there's no frequent flyer miles here either.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
And DeRozan, here we go.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up a dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That is his first foul of the game. Some nice passing by Cleveland here.
Well, this is where DeMar DeRozan proves he is the real deal. Not only a skilled scorer, skilled at finding his teammates as well.
Murray with it. Now guarded by Redick. Back to Murray. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, you're going to have to get out on Amir Johnson from downtown. This guy's got a terrific stroke.
And you just got to love the way he moved the ball. Very unselfish.
I'd say he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
Here's Van Vliet. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That's his first foul of the game. In the bonus, will go to the free throw line. Minnesota shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Timeout called the Cavaliers. Here's O'Neal. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Cleveland rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up a quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Pass to Brogdon. It's tipped. It's stolen by DeRozan. Here's Antetokounmpo.
Well, that fast break set in motion by the defensive steal by DeMar DeRozan. You talk about good defense leading to instant offense. That's it.
Paul outside. And here's Vucevic. Over onto Antetokounmpo. Vucevic with the bucket.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Antetokounmpo. Sweet little floater. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
The Elites are with the bucket. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Chandler, no good. Left side, Bradley. And finish. Off by Collins.
How good is that pass? Certainly makes the offensive opportunity easy.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Well, you talk about the lockdown individual defenders in this league. Don't forget about Avery Bradley. That's been his calling card from the moment he set foot in the league.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Pass to Bertans. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And great for Bradley, there's some disconnect as far as his defensive impact. You know, the numbers guys will say it doesn't quite match up to his reputation.
Yeah, I mean, more impactful as an on-ball defender than he is as, say, a help defender. Probably a little undersized for an off guard, but his commitment, no doubt, is off the charts.
Pass to Paul. Just 5 to shoot. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry.
Vucevic knows who he is. This guy is a close scorer, legit threat to finish it with authority.
When it comes to building confidence, Doris, some people say playing one-on-ones in practice is a huge help. Is that something that you did when you were playing at Providence?
Kevin, I believe this could be the single greatest development tool for any individual player. If you start at the free throw line and play one-on-one against a player who's maybe slightly above your level or certainly at your level, and you limit that one-on-one from the free throw line to 2 dribbles or less, your skill set, I promise you, is going to develop. The other thing I would encourage young players to do is play 3-on-3, because it forces you to move and to cut and to screen and how to do those things properly if you're going to be effective. I love 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. It always helps you when you go back to the 5-on-5.
Such great advice. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
This is what he does for this team. Provides consistent scoring that helps them get the lead and keep it.
Murray outside. To the wing right side. Here's Hart. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Cleveland with it. Antetokounmpo. And yes, it's good. Antetokounmpo's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Here's Fry. Lays it up off the glass.
Just an example of Fry working down low for buckets. Just superb body control when he has the ball in the low post.
Offensive rebound. Here's Antetokounmpo. Lays it up and banks it in. Antetokounmpo's got 16 points here in the second half.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Cleveland.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
Down low, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.